The ending of David Hare's political thriller Roadkill was somehow abrupt, somewhat unsatisfying, and very frustrating. The fourth and final episode sped to a conclusion in the final 10 minutes, leaving many questions unanswered, and presumably leaving the door open for Roadkill Series 2. Peter Lawrence MP was able to maneuver his way into number 10, replacing Prime Minister Dawn Ellison, after her own private secretary Julia saw which way the wind was blowing and leaked the damaging email. At the same time, Peter was being lined up to take her place by the Conservative Party bigwigs. He also managed to get ahead of the headlines and win over the public with his straight talking and his public acknowledgement of his illegitimate daughter Rose, who was currently behind bars. Meanwhile, all the attempts to bring him down seems to have come to nothing. But is that the end of the story? Surely not. So here are the questions left unanswered by the finale of BBC One drama. Number 1. Was journalist Charmaine Pepper murdered? And if so, who killed her? After Charmaine Pepper was killed in a dramatic hit and run in Washington DC halfway through the series, I didn't think we might get a proper storyline around this. Instead, all we got were vague hints. Was her death orchestrated by British Americans? The think tank? The guy she had dinner with had British American. Was he spiking her drink with vodka as part of a plan? Or was he just a sleazeball? Did he know who she really was? Did Adam Bansi arrange the whole thing? And was Peter Lawrence completely unaware of the presence in Washington DC, as he claimed? Or did someone decide to get rid of his problem without even consulting him? On the other hand, Charmaine's intact dictaphone was returned to her family along with her other possessions. Or if she was killed, her killer missed the chance to remove the very evidence she was in the US to track down. Even though the evidence didn't actually come to anything in the end because Charmaine's newspaper spiked the story after pressure from the perpetrator. At this point, it looked like Charmaine's death was being successfully swept under the rug. Will it remain beneath that rug in a potential second season, or will it be dragged back out into the light so we can get some answers? Question number 2. Is Peter's wife Helen planning to expose him? I would hope you have signed, says Peter Lawrence, staring down at the paper his wife Helen Lawrence has just presented him with behind the doors of number 10 on his first day as Prime Minister. Well, obviously not. She says in return and leaves the room. So that's an unsolved storyline right there. Helen has just refused to sign the paperwork to close the Stanfield's titles that Virgin Islands Shell Company used to pay her husband $500,000 after he attended a meeting in the US at the think tank British American. The meeting which the now PM went to court to prove that he wasn't dead. He pulled the Shell Company in her name and now he can't close down the company without her permission. So is she trying to stop him from erasing the paper trail? Is she going to actively try to bring down her husband? Or is she just passively refusing to have any part in his misdeeds anymore and letting the chips fall where they may? You can certainly see why she would feel betrayed by him, given his admission of the affair with Marilyn, as well as the emergence of Rose, who was conceived during another extramarital affair. He seems mainly to be using Helen as a political prop, the supportive wife of the politician who must go along with his nonsense. Now question number 3 is, will Duncan Knock keep Peter's secret? It is somehow odd that Peter Lawrence would keep his PA Joy by his side, despite his disdain for her, and yet put his special advisor Duncan Knock out at pasture. Joy can never be fired because she knows too much, and because she is perjured herself in court to protect her boss. But Lane, who knows even more about the skeletons in Peter's closet, and has been cast aside in favor of Julia Blythe, how will he react to that betrayal? Question number 4 is, does Sydney, the chauffeur, keeps her job? It's always been a position of trust, hasn't it, Sydney? Asked Peter from the back of his ministerial car. Driver to the Prime Minister, after all, you couldn't be closer, but it worked both ways, doesn't it? You know everything about me, on the other hand, I know a lot about you. I'm not quite as stupid as I look. Peter has apparently figured out that his chauffeur Sydney was the source of chairman information about his dodgy think tank meeting, and yet she got hold of his missing appointment diary and either showed it to the journalist or leaked it via the girlfriend Margaret. So will shopper Sydney be kicked to the curb? And the last question is, has Raquel the barrister really given up? Raquel seems to have given up trying to get the truth out of her former client, Peter Lawrence. She has fallen out her protege Luke and declared that he would be extremely unwise to pursue his matter any longer, despite his feeling for Chairman. But has she really given up? I'm not sure. She went so far as approaches newspaper editor Joe Lapidus with the new evidence, but he had turned down the story. She went to the disastrous lunch with Peter's wife Helen to encourage her to stop backing up with Peter's lies, and she even met Chairman's bereaved parents to collect the dictaphone. Perhaps she is pursuing Luke's away to save him from repercussions while secretly counting her mission by herself. Because if she just decided to give up, that would be quite an anticlimax. What are your thoughts over it, and do you think about that? Tell me in the comment section. And if you like this video, hit the like button, and for more such content like this, subscribe to our channel.